What's up, good people? It's your man Urban Lover coming from your mama's basement. I know everybody's like wondering, like, Urban, how come you didn't make a video with the Celtics game? You know, the recap or, you know, some hype boxes. What's going on? Well, I've been busy. You know, I was out in Africa in Samaru, and I was being chased by two blonde zebras, you know, and they got the best of me. And I had to dig my way out of the mud, and I'm finally, you know, crossed the shores, and I'm back into the United States. Thank you for that, because I got over the wall. Woo! You know, Trump, you know, I appreciate it, but, you know, it is what it is. You know, I'm going to climb the wall. It doesn't make a difference. Well, I'll make a tunnel underneath. But anyway, what I want to talk about real quick, and I'm just going to be real quick about the Celtics. I'm not going to really chime too much on it. I mean, the Lakers, they played a good game. You know, they just could not stop, you know, the little butterfly. You know, the butterfly, man, Isaiah Thomas, man, this dude is freaking ice. 38 points. You know, he killed him. You know, he killed him from behind the arc and, you know, in the paint. He did his thing, you know, and on top of that, he's basically really the only person that really beat us. I mean, I'm just being honest with you. I mean, everybody else had Crowder had 18, and everybody else, one had, Brown had 12, Horford had 11, and, you know, Rozier had 10. I mean, shuck, the Lakers still could have won, you know, but, you know what it is. I'll say it over and over again. It's the rotation, man. I mean, you know, Lou Williams had 21 points. You know, Brandon had 14. You know, he had a good game. You know, 5 for 10, 6 rebounds, 1 assist. You know, Lou being Lou. You know, Jordan Clarkson didn't do too much. Larry Nance had his best game. I think probably his second best game as a Laker. I think he had one last year and this one right here this year. You know, and the guy was fooling around with a triple-double. He had 4 assists, 3 steals, 11 rebounds, 18 points. And that's why I say I like him at the power forward spot, only because at the end of the day, it's just defense, man. And that's why I call him Mr. Utility, because he does so much more. You know, he can shoot, man. I mean, he can shoot the open shots. And he just played defense, and he played very high above the rim, man, in the paint. And that's where most of your lobs going to come from. Him and Thomas Robinson, when Robinson in there. Lou Dane didn't do anything. Mize, you know, played 15 minutes. But, you know, in 15 minutes, to be honest with you, you know, he had a good outing. I mean, shucks, he had 6 boards. He didn't have no blocks. He had 4 points, you know. Tar Black, you know, 18 minutes. They didn't play him a lot. He had 4 points. Russell, 8 for 20. You know, 6 assists. He didn't have that many turnovers. He had 20 points. Nick Young, 17, 6 for 14, 5 for 10 behind the arc. And that was about it. You know, I mean, they didn't play Julius Randle at all. And I think he's still overcoming the pneumonia. I don't know. I'm hoping he's feeling better tonight, because we played the Knicks tonight. So we'll see. That game's at 7. So hopefully I'll be here to be able to watch it. But, I mean, the Lakers the same. I mean, they played pretty good. You know, it's just that, you know, Thomas killed them, man. I mean, this would have been if he wasn't too worried about the history making thing where he'd be the first Boston Celtic, you know, in history to score 40 straight points in 3 straight games. But I think he wound up, you know, like I say, he ended up with 38, and he only needed a bucket. Yep, he only needed a bucket, but they didn't give him. They just ran the clock out, you know. And I understand that, you know, but you know the Lakers still had a chance to win this game, and you know, like I said, you know, Lou Walton with the small lineup. Like I said, it's good to a certain extent, but at the same time, man, you know. What we fail to realize is that, you know, it's I don't know, it's like we give up too much in the paint. And I'll be honest with you, I would want to see more from Zubac, but he only played 4 minutes, so you know, it is what it is, man. You know, it is. I want to talk. This is what I really want to talk about. I want to talk about Magic Johnson. You know, Magic Johnson was appointed advisor to the Lakers. So now Jeanie Buss now had that little person on her shoulder whispering in her ear. So a lot of people say this is a good thing. Me, and I watched Michael from Laker Talk, and he made some good points. But I'm going to be like this. I'm a big Magic Johnson fan. I done said this in so many of my old videos about how much I love Magic. When I cried when he was you know, retired, you know, due to HIV and all that stuff. And I was hurt, you know. Now, keep in mind, Magic Johnson, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Now, you know, he's part of the Dodgers. Now, I want to share this is to let you guys understand something. Magic Johnson is not one of those type of guys that's going to want these young guys to wait 2 or 3 years for these young guys to develop. He's got that win now type of mentality. If you don't want to believe me, I'm going to drop 2 links in my description where you can read it yourself. Way back in 2010, when he was saying the Lakers should just lose every game, get the top draft pick, and then make some trades with the draft pick. And then another one, this was, I think it was before we picked up Mize and all them last year. He was saying that we should go at the LeBron, we should go at the Kevin Durant, we should go at the DeMar DeRozan. You know, so I'm gonna be honest with you guys. The same patience that we telling each other, you know, be patient with the youth process, this and that. Now listen, you gotta think about it. Magic Johnson's whistling Jeanie Buss' ear. he's going to tell her to trade some of the players. Listen, don't get mad with me. All you got to do is just do your little research, Google it, and you will see. Magic Johnson, one of them type of, remember, he's the owner. He's one of them type of guys that, just like a win now mentality. It's not about, okay, well, this guy, like, for instance, LeBron James, like, 30-something years old. Well, let's bring him in anyway, because at the end of the day, he's going to help us win a championship in the next 4 or 5 years. But keeping in mind that these other guys are, like, in their 20s, young 20s, that they have more longevity. I know he came out and said that with the young squad we got now, we're only a superstar away from being great. But in order to get that superstar, what do we have to give up to get him? See, that's the thing, like, because ain't no one superstar going to come in with the squad we got. And I'm gonna be honest with you, just like we look at it, and this is my thing, like, no one is blaming Luke Walton. They all blaming the players. Like, I listened to Steve Smith, and I told DeAndre Page I'm gonna drop a video on him tomorrow. Steve Smith, Magic Johnson, everybody, nobody wants to blame Luke Walton. Nobody wants to blame Luke Walton about the bad rotation, the bad time management, the matchups. No one wants to blame him. They just it's the players. So you gotta look at the scenario here. If everybody blaming the players and they not giving Luke Walton fault, and then on top of that, remember Kobe came out and said that if they need any help, he'll be there to help them out and all this and that after we got blown out by Dallas. Now Magic also becoming an advisor because him and Jeanie Buss been talking as of late. And he said the dinners, because they usually have a meet and greet. They sit down and eat all the time, and she'll try to dig into his brain about the Lakers and what do he think and this and that. And now, if you think about it, remember Jeanie always said that she's basically clueless about what's going on. Jim Buss, Big Brother Buss, and Kupchak had been basically running the team. Like I told people, Jeanie is just there. She don't really know what's going on. So now with somebody like Magic Johnson getting in her ear, telling her, best believe some of these players might get traded. And I'm telling you, some of your favorite players might get traded. Like I said, if there's an opportunity to pick up somebody like a Paul George, everybody's on the table. I'm just letting you guys know that, man. So now there's no more waiting on the young guys. If Magic Johnson be in Jeanie Buss' ear, he gonna probably tell her, like, listen, this guy's not working out. We gave him a whole year. Paul George sitting there. Larry Bird wants to trade him to get some young players in there. Let's go and make that move. And it's going to happen. And that's what I'm trying. My thing at the day, like I said, I love Magic Johnson, but now the patience is, what can we do now? You know what I mean? Like, because the Lakers were never known to let players develop besides Magic Johnson. But Magic Johnson came in the league dominating. James Worthy came in the league dominating. So the Lakers were never known to really wait 4 or 5 years for somebody to process. And people say, well, what about Kobe? Well, Kobe was already playing behind a bunch of good players. And on paper, if you look at the Lakers on paper when Kobe was here, we actually was like a real good team on paper, like top 5 on paper. But we just couldn't get it right. Del Hurst, was his name Del Hurst? I think, yeah, Del Hurst was running us, and he just couldn't get the guys to play right. Then they made trades. They started getting rid of some of the players. Remember, we had a bunch of young players then. Eddie Jones, Nick Van Exel. And then they started making trades, started breaking the players up. Okay, this is enough. Let's go out and get some players. And they did that. Elton Campbell, we had a lot of young players that we got through the draft. Started giving them up in order to get better players or better picks, whatever it may be. So what I'm saying is the Lakers are probably going to go, like, this year, they probably just going to evaluate all the players. Next year, probably towards, I said, the All-Star break. If the Lakers are still in the same situation they in next year like they are this year, best believe the Lakers are going to make some trades. They're not going to wait 3 to 4 years. Because right now they're giving up on Buss, the brother, and they're giving up on Kupchak and all them. You can see it. Like they anytime when you already see Kobe Bryant coming out talking, Magic Johnson becoming an advisor and all that. It's like I said, it's the fan, not just the fan base, but you gotta remember about the stock market. Like a lot of stockholders got stock within this team. And if it's looking bad, they're gonna say something because at the end of the day, it's all about making value. It's not about decreasing value. So they're like, okay, well, and like I said, the fan base, I say about 75% of the fan base will probably love the Lakers to be patient, but the other 25%, probably your stockholders and all that. No, they want some quality players out there to fill them seats up. The Lakers getting blown out, and if they continue to get blown out, stuff like that, if the daggone, the people that come out there to come see it is going to be less than what it was before. You know what I mean? A lot of people ain't going to be able to come and see it. You know, Lakers were at one point in time the best franchise in the league, money-wise and everything, but now they actually are outshined by the New York Knicks. Now, I don't know if anybody else is there now, but I know at one point in time, New York Knicks was actually, they took the Lakers in revenue sales and everything, you know, because Lakers was number one. I mean, it's just, there's nothing out there. And that's why Magic Johnson said they're one player away from being a superstar team. Now, at the end of the day, like I said, you know, I don't want to read the articles. I think you guys should read it. You know, it's two good articles. One, like I said, one was 2010 when he was talking about the Lakers stink and they should go ahead and just lose every game, you know, get a top draft pick, you know, and actually that top draft pick was D'Angelo Russell, if I'm not mistaken. Was it 2010? Let me make sure this is right. Make sure. Give me a second. Hold on. I might be looking at the wrong one. Where's the date at? Yeah, yep. That's not 2010, 2014. December 10, 2014. And this one Byron Scott and we were losing. And you know, this was Kobe year before his last year. And he said they hope the Lakers lose every game to give a draft pick to make a trade. He said it right there in this article. I'm going to link the article so that way you guys can read it. So y'all don't be thinking I'm just talking out the side of my mouth and all that. Because one thing about me is that I will dig up information and I will actually link it just to prove the fact. Like I know a lot of people think it's a great thing for, you know, Magic. For those who are traditional Lakers like Mike from Laker Talk, me, myself, you know, wherever the Lakers, I mean personally, wherever direction the Lakers choose to go, I'm with it because I'm a Laker fan first and foremost. Like I said, I have no ties to none of the players. You know, I like Larry Nance, but, you know, he could be thrown in the trade, too. Larry Nance be thrown in the trade. I'm just being honest with you. Larry Nance be thrown in the trade. You know, I like Jordan Clarkson, but, you know, Jordan Clarkson be thrown in the trade as well. Even D'Angelo. You know, and that's what people got to realize and understand, man. Now that Magic is in the fold, he's going to be talking in Jeannie's ear, and he's going to listen to Magic, because Magic, you know, he was a basketball player. He won them 5 championships. So everything he basically say to her is going to be credible, you know, so keep that in mind, because she comes to him and asks him what does he think. It's not like he's calling her. She have meet and greets with him. They go out and then she dig in his brain to see what is that. Remember, she offered the job to him. He didn't ask for it. She offered him. So you got to keep that in mind. So whatever Magic Johnson say, man, look. The Lakers keep losing. Nah, Magic gonna say, let's start making some moves. I'm just being honest with you guys. That's the whole thing in a nutshell. Magic gonna say, let's start making some moves. But my thing is that at the end of the day, I blame the whole organization. I don't just blame the players. I blame Luke Walton being a rookie coach. A lot of people were real high octane on this guy. You know, based on the fact that he won 49 games. Keep in mind that he had a team that just won the championship the previous year, and they had almost all their players, and mostly all their players still intact. So he didn't really have to do no coaching. And we were so big on Luke Walton, and then when Luke Walton come here, he's being exposed. And like I said, y'all can dislike the video. I'm just being honest. I like Luke, but I think that Byron Scott should have had one more year with it. I know y'all might disagree, but I think Byron Scott should have had one more year without Kobe, and Luke Walton should stay 1 year with Steve Kerr just to get some more experience on his belt. This way, with Byron Scott, there was no Kobe. We could have really got to see D'Angelo Russell play, because towards the end, Byron Scott was starting to use D'Angelo. And the way that they're using Julius Randle, I don't like it. Now, I don't mind him bringing the ball down, but I prefer that Julius Randle be played like a power forward. You know what I mean? Like, I don't, you know, like, even though he might be averaging 13 and 8, but I prefer that Julius Randle was averaging 11 and 10. You know what I mean? Like 10 boards. You know what I mean? Like 10, 12, 13 boards. Because when he's playing farther away from the paint, we're getting killed inside, like rebounding wise. Miles is not a big type rebounder. He's going to give you probably like 6, 7, whatever it may be. But they don't play Miles enough to even see, because Miles might be a rejuvenated type of player. But because they don't play him as much, we don't know what we get from Miles. Same thing with Zubac. Like I said, the rotation is bad. The coaching staff, they're just rookies. And at the end of the day, they need to be evaluated as well. All this should not just fall on the players. It should fall on the front office as well with Buss and Kupchak, even Jeanie, because Jeanie has say so in it, and she should know what the hell's going on, but she don't. And like I said, it should not just fall on just the players, but everybody pointing the finger at the players. Keep that in mind, because if everybody pointing the fingers at the players and nobody's giving fault towards Luke as well, that means they're gonna move the players first. They're gonna move the players. So just keep that in mind. With that being said, it's your man Urban Lover. Like, share, subscribe, get in the comment section. Tell me what you think about this Magic move. I'm hoping to be able to watch this watch the game tonight, but I've been kind of busy. But we'll see. With that being said, I love you guys. Take care. Have a blessed day.